Yes guys, this is Sugapepper. Karibu sana maze. Leo tuko na guest wetu ambaye amekuja kuongea juu ya talent, a lot of the things, leadership, vitu mob as in amefika leo. And this is a guy nimekuwa nikitafuta for a very long time. Na we thank God leo alikubali invitation yetu. Today tuko naye. Nitamtaka tu introduce alafu tuanze story. Karibu sana.
Okay. Asante. My name is Josiah Wanyama. I am a lawyer by trade. However, I regard myself more as a social entrepreneur. Yes.
Karibu sana Josiah. So, can you take us through your life kidogo, mazee, venye ulianza, venye umefika, ulisoma wapi, nini? As in, hivyo tu, as in, tunataka wakujue.
Okay. I mean, I've been fortunate. Wacha nianzie hapo. Nimesoma primary, nilianza shule nilianzia Dandora nursery. Wacha tuanzie huko chini kama hivyo ndio mnataka.
Yes.
Started Dandora Junior Academy. Moved on to Westlands Primary. Moved on Litembea sana, moved on to Riara Primary. Finished my class 8, joined Strathmore. Left in Form 2. I went to Light Academy. I went to the University of Hull where I did my law degree. Went to South Bank University in London, did my masters. Nikarudi Kenya School of Law, na nikaanza kazi about 10 years ago.
Hao ndio wale wa cool kid unasikiaga. Jamaa amesoma shule big zote. Anyway, yes. Karibu sana. So, what made you like, sasa ukaamua you just want to be in Busia, you just want to do some few things for these kids in Busia? As in, why did you decide to come to
Busia? Okay, you know, generally in life, I've always been one of those people I want to give back to society.
Yeah.
And I remember when I came to Busia, I was working at KCB. I was a management trainee there in the HR department. Yes, I was a lawyer, but I was more in employee relations. So when the opportunity at county government ilianza, I looked at it as you know what, let me get the opportunity to go and actually bring an impact to nyumbani, because I mean everything, we can't all be in Nairobi doing the same thing. So I mean, I came back home, joined the county government. I was fortunate enough as a member of the Public Service Board. Worked there for 6 years. Did the best that I could at that particular juncture. But kulikuwa na this driving thing always behind. I mean, I always felt like I've not done enough in terms of my people. And especially, maybe I'm a soccer fanatic, I'm a sports enthusiast. And I mean, I just decided, you know what, it is about time. Let me use something that I know that I can use to make a difference now. Yes.
So how do you manage your career and talent as I've heard from you?
No, Saizi, I mean, for the last 1 year, I just made a conscious decision that I'm not going into mainstream practice of law. Because as I've told you, I look at myself more of a social entrepreneur. I like building people. And hoping that once you build those people, I mean, the ripple effect inaonekana in the community. So, I mean, I sat down with a friend of mine, and it was Steve on the Asa. And for a very long time, you know, we've been having this boy we've been engaging, and Aitwa Babu comes from Marachi. So, I mean, we saw him grow. In fact, we made sure he went back to school. Alikuwa ameacha shule.
Yeah, I remember alikuwa anaendesha paka pikipiki.
Yes, he had left school. We made sure he went back to school. Akaenda akafanya KCP yake. I'll not talk about what he got. Okay. Made sure through his talent, akaenda St. Peter's Mumia, saizi yako huko Form 1. Under 15 trials, we talked to one of the coaches here mwenye tunajua hapa vizuri, we were like, can you link this kid up, because umtoi akona talent. Alienda trials akachukuliwa under 15. The boy has grown. That was about a year and a half ago. Boy has grown and grown. Then this year when under 17 walifaa kuchukuliwa, COVID happened. The boy was to go to Spain. So we sat down and we said, you know what, let's do this thing constructively. Tuache tu hii ati naongea na kupeleka, I buy you boots, it doesn't add up. So I mean, we just decided, you know, let's set up our own academy. Tuanze tu. Because using this kid, just your example yake, I think, and we can go far. And that's what we've done. To set up our academy, inaitwa Busia Rangers Academy, and so far so good. Tulianza na watoto 16. Right now we have 112 players registered with us.
112.
112, yes.
Well documented.
Well documented.
Yeah, unajua there's this problem ambayo nimeona mostly in this country kwamba you find that player ametoka nje.
Yes.
But academy hata hawajui academy yake. Unaona?
Yes.
So that's why unapata kwamba like other countries utapata kwamba kila mtu anapata hiyo kitu mpaka to the academy, ina support the academy ambayo ametoka huko. So umesema it's well documented. Yes. Sasa hizo kijana akitoka hapo lazima waulize.
Yeah, no, now, you know, with Babu, by the time, see, tumeanza 5 months ago.
Yeah.
We started around August. But with Babu, you see, he was already a going concern. Alikuwa anacheza ball tayari.
Yeah, very true.
So, with him, even that time, we had advised him, get attached to a club that is playing regularly, so that you know, it's practice for you. Because shule hamko, I mean, kwa Mali, you play regularly. Kwanza, especially after schools closed. And we took him St. Peter's Mumias because at some point St. Peter's Mumias pia ilikuwa shule inafanya vizuri na mpira.
Yeah, so.
You know, when you're looking for a school, you look for a school whereby this kid can actually grow and nurture their talent. Yeah. So that is what happened. So right now he's attached to a club, if I'm not wrong, Olympic, Busia Olympic.
Busia Olympic.
Yeah, but the boy actually is my client. I'm his lawyer, and I also act as his agent at this particular juncture.
So you are an entrepreneur. That is, you're doing your own projects apart from law. Yes. So that is where you earn a living, because I'm sure the academy doesn't bring anything.
Yes. As of now, of course, there's nothing the academy is
just supporting the
other than joy. I mean, I feel so encouraged nikiona tu watoto wakicheza mpira. You know, I mean, sisi enzi zetu, I mean, in the 90s, mimi kwenda nyumbani kuambia my father, dad, I'm going to play football. Ilikuwa no brainer.
Ilikuwa issue.
Ilikuwa issue. So, you know, it's one of those things that I look at them and you see the talent, the passion, na kila kitu wako nayo. And I look at myself as a child. That never. Bora tu ni talent. Kila mtu wako na ile kitu anaweza fanya. And for me, I think, and I know the thing I knew best, I was a sportsman in general. I played rugby, I played football, I used to run 100 meters. I mean, I was just a sporty person. But the society, your time, and where we came from, shule first. In the 90s, there was nothing in football in Kenya. Ilikuwa very horrible.
Very true.
Hata hakuna vile, mimi niambie baba yangu ati mzee, naenda kutrain Mathare. Nilipigwa siku ingine just for even trying to mention it. So, you know, when you go through such things, unakaa unasema, hapana. Unaachana nayo. Unajua si ni watu tuliraisiwa, unajua authority. Sio kama watu wa saizi where mnaweza negotiate. Your time it was, enda shule, hivi vitu vingine mimi sitaki kusikia. Cheza tu shule, lakini vitu vingine sitaki kusikia.
Then how do you handle this manipulation in sports and maybe lack of information from the players?
You know, there was a time I was talking to somebody hapa, by the way, in Busia, we call him TM. And we noted after tuongea that their players have left for greener pastures. But what exactly comes to the club? Very, very little. And that's a gap nilika chini, and I said, you know, let me try and fill this gap and fill this void up in Busia. That we have our clubs here, Wakona players. And you see, these are things for me, I'm going to go out there, me and Steve, we're going to just, for advocacy purposes, just to tell them that, you know what, before anything, make sure you have valid running contracts with these kids. I mean, like yesterday, I can tell you for free, I had a meeting with parents of my players. Because they're kids, they cannot sign contracts. They're all under the age of 18. Yeah, my youngest child, or rather my youngest player is 5 years old. My oldest right now is 19. The 19 years anaweza jaribu kujisainia, lakini the parent was involved. So, you see, this thing you have to start doing it at that level, at the lower level, at the earliest level possible. So, for me, we did that by, we have contracts, we've registered ourselves as an academy, and we are moving on.
That's nice. So I think there's another thing like lack of information from the players, and apart from their parents and everybody, like this, to go straight to the kids themselves, as in to know themselves, to know what they're supposed to do, you know, in case of anything. Maybe it happens like now, amepatikana in one of the teams, you are not around.
Yes.
What is he supposed to do as a player?
No, you know, the thing with this country and our players is basically, as you say, lack of information. And footballers, I don't know, for a very long time, you look at them and you can't even compare them with what a rugby player is. You find those rugby players to be slightly a bit more informed.
Yeah.
With footballers, tuko na ile njaa, tamaa. Watakucheza kila wakati. You're running for that small allowance ya 200, 300, and it's something we've seen even here. Even at our academy, we have guys we started off with very well. 2 months down the line, unaona jamaa tuko training, we are like, hey, where is our guy? He's not in the field. Only to find out alikuwa ameenda kucheza ball mahali, aliitwa because he's a good player, comes back to you, nimeumia mguu. So now we ask him, ulienda huko? But part of our
I'm not relating this. Like, you have a 19-year-old boy in your academy. 19.
Yes.
Why? And I think they're good enough to go for a bigger club.
Now, and exactly that's my point. You know, even in the academy of 112, I don't expect 112 guys to go and become professional footballers.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a lie.
Yeah,
hapo hivyo kuna watu wako na pia vipawa zingine. Kuna ule jamaa atasoma, atatumia ball kupata scholarship.
Yeah.
And that would be even very good. Kuna ule jamaa yake tu ni ball.
Ni ball.
Yeah. Umenielewa? So kila mtu akona ile kitu anafanya. I mean, like the other day I was talking to, I have about 5 guys right now who form 4, and you know, we visit them, we visit their schools, talk to them, mentor them, because the idea of the academy is just not football, and that's one thing people need to understand. For me, I'm mentoring young guys to become responsible citizens. And when I say guys, I mean both boys and girls.
Both boys
yes.
and girls.
Mine is more of a mentoring process. I mean, I have sessions with them where it's not football, tunaongea basic things,
because
character.
I remember there's a day, I think if I'm not wrong, we have, like, this pandemic has affected mostly football players in various clubs, if I'm not wrong, from the Premier League to the lowest side of it. And I was asking one of them, like, man, vipi, poa sana, ulisign contract na club yako? Akaniambia, nilisign. So I was like, where's your copy? It's like, so alibaki nazo zote. You know, anytime anabaki na hiyo copy, hauna contract.
Yes.
Because they can destroy it at any time. Because I was thinking, like, I don't think, like, only few days or few months after the start of the pandemic, mushanyimwa allowance, mushanyimwa salo, and you can't even claim because hauna contract.
Yes.
Because I'm very sure kuna kampuni zenye bado zimekuwa zikirun, na kama kulikuwa na hiyo wanasemaje, walikuwa wanapewa support from any of the companies, walikuwa bado wanapewa tu, because they never stopped. So I think football, that's why I was talking about the information. They need a lot of information, and I think the bad part of it ni kwamba hawana academy. As in, unajua, this information starts from the word go. From that ground. Unajua, he starts from there, and then he gets the information, he knows his rights, and another thing I wanted to ask, are you expecting, or are you planning to start a girls' academy also?
Okay, Wacha, let me go back ndo nikuje kwa this last question. You see, in this life you can only impact so much, and you always have to start from somewhere. You see, football for a very long time, people are taken advantage of. Even our most successful Kenyan footballers, the Dennis Oliechis, the McDonald Marigas,
yes, the Wanyamas.
The Wanyamas right now, I mean, they've been taken advantage of to some extent. So, ukiangalia tu vizuri, now these guys, you see, right now we're building a culture whereby they start learning that when you're doing something, you always need to have what? That contract. You see, just building a culture. But you can't say you can't go to all these guys who are my clubs and do it. Itakuwa very hard. Any kazi ya FKF as we speak. I mean, FKF should ensure that and inform all players when you're playing in the league ama nationwide. I mean, lazima mkuwe na nini? You need to have your own personal contracts. I mean, the fact that unaniambia umetembea ukaongea na mtu na he's registered with a club na hana contract.
Hana contract. I mean, hata unajua zilibaki huko.
What the hell is that? I mean, we are in the 21st century for
you can imagine. You know?
Hiyo ni makosa ya nani? And that's one of those things that makes some of us say, you know what, I've studied this academy, but I believe I'm heading into administration of football in this country. We have to get there. I mean, we can't all run away from it. So this is my background, but you know what? I follow my passion more than my background. And I believe this passion can take me further. And that's, I mean, I keep on telling people that sooner rather than later, some of us have to be involved in football administration. Basically, you just need the right people doing the right things.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So you were talking about, I asked you about these girls.
Yes. Yeah. Now, our academy is not biased towards boys, not at all. Our academy is open, both genders. We have 4 girls.
Nice.
Just 4. Nice. And I don't know why we only have 4 girls, because I believe in this Busia town, especially where we are, kuna wasichana wanacheza.
Age.
The youngest one is 7, Churin is 7, the other one, the oldest is 9. Ni watoto tu wote. Yes. And you see, we've been trying to go out, reach out to get girls to come, but imekuwa a problem. The other day we went to Siaya with my colleague Steve, and I mean, we were shocked. Tulikuwa hapa Ugunja. We're shocked. We were seeing girls wameja kwa field from various ages. Wana train, wanacheza ball. So we're asking ourselves, nini maana Busia? Mbona tuwezipata hawa watu? And of course, it's something tumejaribu and to get it, but imetushinda. But hata jana, when I was talking to the parents, I even asked them, do you people have daughters? Do you have, if you have daughters, do you have friends who have daughters who play football? You are to eat like the boys, because at that young age, I mean, they're all the same. They're all susceptible to the same harm. Yeah, so it's just, I think, our culture that madem bado hawajajitokeza ile in terms of
I remember
sports.
I remember there's a time, you remember I took a team from here, Busia County, to Laikipia.
Yes.
Nanyuki.
Yes.
Maze under 23.
Yes.
Nilipata mademu huko. Maze mademu wanacheza ball fiti kuliko machali.
Exactly.
Fiti kabisa, nda can assure you, ukienda kuwatch game ya mademu, hautai watch game ya maboy. Bora tu wamekuwa trained vizuri, wamemachio, hautawahi tamani. You could be like, I just want to watch this thing again and again. And I think the problem is lack of information.
Yes.
And this time round, I think we want to advocate for that.
Oh, yes.
We want these girls to go and train football. We want them to have talents. That's why, you know, in Busia, if I'm not wrong, we are the leading on early pregnancies, early marriages, you know, just because we lack information, and then our parents are not strictly close to these girls. Sasa inafika mahali au madem wakifika age fulani, they feel exposed. They feel like, you know,
yes,
I'm here now. I'm here. I want to test the waters.
Yes.
So, if I'm very sure in any person who is in any discipline, as in be it football, rugby, basketball, they are so disciplined. And parents need to know this, that anytime your kid will go and join in one or any of these disciplines, their discipline will be much better than what they are now. So it's all about encouraging these parents to bring these girls. Unajua si lazima ati akuwe na talent ya bowlers, nuona na kimbia na mpira. As in them, now I want to talk to these guys, you know, they are watching us. Mtoto msichana si lazima awe kwamba ana talanta ya mpira kwa sababu umemuona akikimbia na mpira, lakini ana matamanio ya kuwa mchezaji wa mpira. Bring them, just bring them. Usikuwe na ile kuangalia kwamba ni lazima wakuwe na kipawa fulani, because you will get like those girls wako na miaka 3, 4, 5 bado hawajajielewa. Walete warukeruke na mpira pale uwanjani. Umesema ni wapi?
Hapa tuna train hapa airstrip. Yes, hapo inaitwa uwanja.
Uwanja mostly nakuanga wanaita uwanja.
No, and I mean as you've just said, unajua ukiangalia, I don't know, Busia tuko na there's something, and the funny thing is katika FKF Kenya saizi mwenye alishinda hiyo seat ya represent women katika National Executive Council anatoka wapi?
Busia.
Si ni Halima. Our mother here. And you see, our mothers as well, na my parents generally wanafaa kusupport huyo mama by bringing them on board. Halima can make things happen for girls football in this county. And I'm saying that not because that inamsifu ama, but I'm saying that from a point of information whereby nilikuwa na yeye, tulikuwa tumeenda uko Bwiri, uko Samia, just for a tournament, and there's this girl, apparently she also plays for the Kenya under 16 or under 17 team. And you could see how Halima, once Ali find out mtoto wa Busia, the amount of support alichukua, and even the girls who play there, at least kuna watu moja wawili ana try kuwa push to the next level. And those are, isn't vitu tunasema sasa, huyo dem huko nani angaimjua huko kwa village, very remote, hakuna kitu yoyote, ama dem nani angaiwa notice, nobody. But it's just because we're not exposing these kids. You see, exposure is key in everything. It's extremely key. And if there's one thing I might not have, maybe I have my weaknesses, but one thing I have, I know for sure, I have good exposure. Nimetembea hivi.
Hata nimeona.
Yes.
Hiyo masomo haiwezi kosa kuwa na exposure.
And with good exposure you get to learn a lot of
group of schools, yeah? Hao watu walisoma kwa zile mashule zao, unaona mtu anakuja na chopa. So lazima uko exposed man.
Yeah. No, na pia sikuwa mjinga hizo siku.
Hiyo hata hapo wangekubali uko mjinga.
Yeah. So basically, I think just watu hapa Busia, and especially our parents, man, encourage your girls. Jana nimekaa na wazazi about 15, and one of them happens to even be my cousin. And actually, one of the people also alifanya nitaka hii academy sana is because my nephew, namuona tu, you know, when you see this kid umeenda kumuona, anacheza na hiyo ball yetu ya juala, alafu ukimpatia ball, yeye kazi yake akikaa tu ni kupiga ball. So I'm like, mazee mtu anaweza enda far. And you see, I look at him, I look at me. And I'm like, this kid is just like me. The only difference is, mimi sikuwa na mtu alikuwa na value kitu yeye anafanya. So I say to myself, see, wacha hiki kitu tuanze. And hata babake, I mean, he's been very supportive. I mean, you know, amenisaidia, he had a few things akanipatia, peleka kwa team, kit, ball, nini, unajua. So that, I mean, you guys can start. And that's how we've started this thing. You know, at the end of the day, hiki tu, yes, tumeanza, the two of us, we have a lot of people around us supporting us. This is a community initiative at the end of the day. For me, I'd be very proud nione from Busia Rangers Academy. Niko na mtoto mmoja ameenda Strathmore University, for example, on a scholarship ya kucheza ball. Alipata B- yake, but because of his talent, akaenda kaingia into a course yenye alifaa kuwa na B+, for example. Umenipatia? I mean, I'd be very proud that this kid ametoka hapa, amekuwa linked, ameenda wapi, ameenda the US. You know what, on nothing but football. Yeye anaenda anacheza. Unajua, ukiangalia ngambo like America, hii kitu inaitwa student athlete. It's been there for a long time. I don't know why sisi hatujaikuwa nayo. Na hizi ni vitu za kukopi.
Kuna kitu umetuambia, exposure man. Exposure.
No, but
so unaona umecome on board kwa sababu umekuwa ukiona hizi vitu. Maze mimi sijaiona. Wacha nisidanganye. Umeelewa? So hii exposure umecome nayo, wacha kwambie ndio kitu mtu mwingine, like these guys who are coming on board. They will be like, "Oh, okay." Yes. You see? So it is now expanding. From that level yenye imeanzia, in the next 3-4 years, it will be in another level.
Exactly.
So it's just expanding. So, and then again is about our leadership. You know, maze Kenya pia, saizi wajinga wameisha. I remember. Unajua, wajinga wameisha. Unajua. Wajinga wameisha. So saizi, I think sasa, vile nyinyi mna come up. I know you're not going maybe in politics or what. Unajua most people who wanna feel kwamba maze unaona Museveni amekam hivi, aka anataka hii seat. Unajua Museveni amekam hivi, anataka kufanya kitu fulani, but in real sense maybe ama unataka kusimama.
Niulize swali na watu wengi.
Ni mzuri niulize, tunajua wajinga wameisha Kenya. So mimi anataka kuchanuka wazee.
See, you know, okay, I'm not interested in now, let me not say I'm not interested. Huwa nasema I'll have to have a stake in the politics of the day. It's very important because I believe me, I'm a technocrat. I need to influence policies, especially on things that touch on our younger generation. I'm a father. Sitaki mtoto wangu apitie
what we are going
through. Now that's just being extremely selfish. So it's something I'll not allow myself. But naingia kwa siasa ya football. That I have to enter into.
Hiyo nimekusupport.
I have to enter.
Hiyo kura yangu uko nayo. Nafaa nifanye nini ndio nipige kura? Ama uende tu nayo utajipigia?
Utajipigia.
Yaani hii kitu naona tu.
Acha nikabalize tamu yake. Ameishinda recently, but we will be following him.
Okay, you want to go to the national level. Pale juu.
And why not? You know, the thing is, why should we always think small? I mean, tumeanza academy kama hatuna pesa at the height of the pandemic. Just throw yourself in the deep end.
Nice one.
Hizi vitu sitajichora. Usiogope. I mean, right now hatuna time ya kufia. Tumekuwa tukiogopa mpaka leo. Let me ask you. I mean, you know, sisi we are what we call conformists. Ukiangalia venye tulizaliwa, sisi watu tuligrow up in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, we respect, as much as we respected the authority, there was also fear. There was too much fear.
Yes.
Yeah. Ukiangalia watu wengine wa saizi wenye walikuja maybe, by the way vitu hawaelewi. Kwanza kama kuna kitu hawana ni hawaogopi.
Do you know kwamba kuna time ilikuwa tunaogopa tu mtu mwenye amenyoa style fulani.
Exactly.
Hiyo tunakimbia bana. Unafikiri karao.
As in, and there's no time for fear anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, saizi, I mean, I need to be that role model kwa hawa tu iwote. I mean, I have 112 children other than my 3 kids. Wananiangalia.
Yeah.
Hawa tu I have to be that role model that wanaangalia na you know what, I have no fear. When you have something you want to go for it. Bora uibi. Go for it. Bora ui mtu. Go for it.
Nice one.
I mean, sasa watakuwa wamekaa wakiongoza wanaogopa nani? So long as you're just doing the right thing. Go for it. Yes, I mean, for me that is about it.
This is an encouragement. Maze, this is an encouragement. Maze, you've heard from Wakili. Go for it. Pana ogopa. Ukitaka kusimama kura, simama. Exactly. Ukitaka kusimama kura, simama. Akivi naogopa sitaki kuuza shamba. Anyway, so maze kuna hii leadership and governance and you want to support this thing like autaki mchezo.
You know, as I've said again, you know, our young guys, if there's one thing to shy off from a lot, is taking up leadership positions. And every other day when I watch news and when I see people being interviewed, I try and look at who are the sober leaders. Because at the end of the day, as much as passion yangu was sport na nini, at the end of the day, I also have a passion in good governance. In general, be it in sports, be it in politics, be it even at the highest level of the president, we need to be governed well. Mimi nimeishi kwa nchi yenye things are working. I don't understand why in my country things cannot work. Because akili tuko nayo, resources tuko nayo, manpower. Ni tu watu tu kutuchezea. The other day I was telling my old man, and that's one man I really love and respect, that look at this Senate. Who's the most sober leader? From hii miaka mbili tumekuwa tukiwatch after 2017. Because mu watching the news na yeye karibu kila siku. Anaambia by this guy Sakaja. Asked him, how old is this guy? Anaambia 34. Na mnataka kutuambia us guys can't take leadership positions. A 34-year-old guy. Anakana hao wazee akina Orengo, and he actually even makes more sense than those guys.
Very true. I remember there's some few days alikuwa fought like, you know what, but in real sense the guy was right. He was like, you know, I think young leadership is now the best when you compare. I think these guys are not transforming. When you compare the other generation behind us, they're not transforming. They don't know that we have the Gengeton guys. We have these watoto wanaitwa Genje. You know, you need to have the same leaders who can fit in this society so that you can manage these guys. You know, imefika mahali crimes have become like an usual thing. When you go to Nairobi, people are just killing others like wako tu kwa sababu I think leadership is the problem.
No, without doubt. And, I've seen our country over the last, let me talk from 2007. At least those are scenarios I can totally relate to, because I think I was of good mind and age to understand what is going on.
Yeah.
And when ukiangalia you transition from 2007 to 2013, I mean, for the first time I actually saw country manza move. In fact, let's even go back further to 2002. You know, this country, we were one country in 2002. Then all of a sudden, we split for whatever reason.
Yes.
Our post-elections ikafanyika hizo vitu zote. And then come 2013, again, we had a good government from 2007 to 2013, but immediately hiyo kitu ikafanyika. 2013 kukuja huku mbele. Then now kukakuwa ni this new crop of leadership. And I'm not saying that young leaders are always the best. I mean, we have also young leaders. At times mujuliza hawa tujisikia wakiongea. Ushaika chini unashinda huyu jamaa anajisikia vile anaongea.
Anajitaga mkutano kweli.
Exactly. I've had an interview with yourself. It's a very sad thing that we have guys like right now we talk of Sakaja, who most of the young people in Kenya think is doing.
I think we relate with him.
We relate with them. Then now at times you have guys like, I don't want to mention names, but the more comments, at some point, extremely arrogant. But at times I understand, man, power is bad. Power corrupts.
Power
is bad. Power is harsh. It can mess you up if you're just not humble. Even that's a Kaja guy. So don't alisumbua mapolisi wapi alipokuwa ameiva. Do hapo ndo realize, okay, as much as I'm this young sober guy, like
I'm in power.
I'm in power. Yeah, at least you know inakuonyesha yenyewe is human. Human is to error. Lazima kwenda. But kuna some element whereby tumeona a lot of young guys also just doing the wrong things. But for me, what I say is, you know what? Right now, we need to go for these seats. Young guys need to go for office because nobody is going to give us this.
But now we still have the young guys in leadership. Apart from, like, we have our president, our deputy president. You can't compare them with the other presidents we have been with.
You know. Let me tell you. I mean, myself, I'm 37. Siwezi jita young anymore because nishatolewa kwa hiyo definition.
Hata mimi natoka tu next year.
Hakuna vile utasema pia president wetu na deputy walikuwa young wakiwa preso. Hiyo urongo.
Sasa wamekuwa kijita hivi bana.
No, ni siasa my friend.
Sisi kama vijana, as in what I've learned with this politician, unajua akijikompea na kompeaga na mtu wako juu yake. Exactly. So he feels like uveja kwa 75 mimi niko yanga tu. So sisi vijana.
Exactly. Na umesema hakuna wajinga Kenya. Sisi ni wajinga zaidi. Unakumbuka Rabbit alituambiaje? Wajinga sisi. Na by the way jamaa, he was very right. We are not serious. To be honest, we are a bunch of jokers.
Actually, they use scandal to clear another scandal. They use another scandal. But anyway, wajinga wanaisha Kenya. Wacha niseme sasa, wacha ni reduce.
Wanaisha. But bado
wapo na feel kama tuko.
Bado tuko. I mean, and it's not that because that young guys are tuko in positions of power, politics, we're just at times kuna vitu zingine zinakuanga obvious. I mean that the fact that, I'm sorry to say this, that mtu anaweza enda in public television as a governor and say, I signed this document on behalf of my county when I was drunk. Huo jamaa kusema ukweli, anafaa kuamenda home jana. What the hell? Kwani tunaishi wapi hapa?
Walimpea. Unajua wewe kuna situation ukiingia, kuna place ukiingia utafanya venye wamesema. Azini umefika hiyo place wamesema kunywa kwanza.
No,
ndio tuende next room.
And that's exactly my point. Kama ulikunywa aufai kwenda kusema when you are sober after a few days that kitu nilisign kani metei. Utasemaje kitu kayo? When you fala. Alafu bado kuna watu wako nyuma tunampigia makofi. Hizo ndio vitu unakaa chini unajiuliza nini inaendelea na nchi yetu.
You know, the problem with leaders is one. Wanatakaga waambiwe kitu wanapenda kusikia.
Haina shida.
Umeelewa?
Leaders ama wananchi?
No, hata leaders wenyewe. So wewe kuna wale tunaitwaga psychophant because mimi pia niko na jamaa yangu nafuataga.
Lazima.
So sisi hata kama mtu wetu wako wrong, Because wewe unafeel ukikubali ako wrong, the other side of the team wataona ni kama mmeshindwa. You know, that is now the problem. That's why we need now to change our mentality. To do the right thing. Like you go for the right thing. As in wewe bana leo nayo umetuangusha kwa sababu ya 1 2 3.
Yes.
You know, that is where we want to go. Now, do you support having a 25-year-old as a minister?
Kama ako qualified, why not? You know, let me give you an example of I worked in public service.
Yeah.
And it's very disheartening unaona jamaa ako qualified for a position, perhaps of even a director. Umenipata? Lakini huyo jamaa wenye wanamuemploy wanasema hatuwezi mpatia hii job kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu he's young. What will we do with him after 10 years? Is that your problem? If he's qualified and can do it and has proven to you he can do it, why not?
Because I remember some few days ago our president had a meeting with youth leaders.
Kenya ni mimi. I watched it.
Sindio?
Yes.
I think kulikuwa na hiyo wali raise such an issue.
Yes.
And then the president told us kwamba yeye si shida. Shida ni ikifika wapi? Bunge.
Exactly my point.
So unaona we have like tuko na barriers za growth.
Yes. And it's as when he said shida ni bunge, do you remember what he said after that? The president said very clearly that you young guys, you need to realize nobody cares about you. Wale wazee, and these are the words he used, wale wazee hawajali. You have to go for these things. He said it, and I was like, finally, this guy has just told people the truth. Because, I mean, I had a sitting 2 weeks ago with young guys in Busia at Upper Paneto border. We were doing a sensitization on basically the BBI. You know, watu wanaongelea document lakini wajui nini wanaongelea. I was moderating a session. And, you know, after talking and after analyzing, that's when you realize that wase bado wanangoja kupewa vitu. I told them this document is giving the youth nothing. The only thing it's giving you is a space to go for it. Hakuna tikitu mtapea, mmepatiwa youth commission. The word is youth commission. It is not constitutional. It's not a constitutional commission. Itakuwa House Ministry of Youth, Gender and whatever.
Na unapatia mzee fulani miaka 92.
Itakuwa tu saizi itatoka hivyo because lazima wa employee watu wanne wa young. But of course there'll be the other age group. Lazima pia wako is it 2 or 3? I can't exactly say it. But you see, that youth commission is not even a constitutional commission. So it's nothing for you to sit down and be very proud of and run about. Is it was a help nini fair enough. We don't need a constitution to do that. Hizo ni vitu tu zinasemwa tu na finance minister do a policy paper and things nafanyika. But the thing with this thing is it has brought so much resources to the county level. And see me I'm a defender of devolution. Because I'm also a beneficiary of devolution. And I actually know and understand how devolution can actually help this country. So when I see anything in a support devolution, of course I'll go for it. But I gave them an example about myself. And you know, it's good to speak about realities, things you can relate to. I was giving them an example about our county government in the first term, whereby I was employed as a member of the public service board. I was the only young person. Ule mtu nilikuwa nafuata miaka after mimi alikuwa karibu 50 whatever. I was 28 or 29 at that time.
Yeah, at that time.
Ule mtu wako in his late 50s, ule mtu anaenda retire. Alafu wako sita na mnaenda kuvote.
So lazima tu yako itaanguka.
And that's exactly my point. And that's what I was telling these young guys. Penye mmefika, you guys need to make deliberate efforts. In the executive, kwa county executive committee, you employ a young lady as well. Itafika mahali, she's overwhelmed because we are a democracy. Board is about voting. Ni kama tu kura. You are a single voice fighting for this 35-year-old guy or 32. You're a single voice. As vis-a-vis watu wangapi kama mtu sita wana fight hiyo pande nyingine. Huwezi make. So you end up being frustrated. So I was giving them an example. If we had a county assembly, whereby we have 35 wards in Busia, whereby we have 20
of them are youths,
are young guys. Tutaambia governor, my friend, when you're doing your cabinet, who said we only need one slot? We have young guys who are capable of doing these jobs as ministers in the county. We have young guys who can run that board even better than
those old,
than the older guys. I mean, when you're bringing somebody who's retiring, what value is he adding to our society? Mtu anaenda amemaliza.
By the way,
Sisi tunafikiria mbele. Yeye anafikiria vile ataamas. Atulie.
Retirement benefits.
Exactly, I just self-actualize. Us guys are thinking about the future.
I remember there is a guy one old guy who was telling us that, unajua mimi vile nilikuwa kwa serikali niko na 1,100 mimi napata na tena mimi ni governor. Sasa niko na 1,100 hiyo naweza nunua nyama. Alafu hiyo unajua niliretire. Sasa mimi ni governor tena niko natafuta retire ingine. You see how rude that guy.
Ndio nakwambia, and you see this leadership, we have to start it at this level. Mimi waambia any young guy, bora uko na uwezo. I know watasema hatuna pesa, hatuna nini, but I don't think leadership is about money always. And we have to change the narrative as young guys. Tukashika tu vijana na wamama, ni nani atatushinda kura? Jamaa buda wanatuangusha. Nani atatushinda kura as young people? Kiti ya MCA mimi sijui kwa nini iende mtu wako 65. Aje. Kiti ya MCA. Hiyo ni kiti yetu.
Kitu kadogo.
Si kiti kadogo.
Yani tunataka tuweke hivyo ndio hao jamaa waachane hiki. Unajua ukianza kusema ni kitu kubwa, hao wazee hawezi waacha.
And that's exactly, hapana, hiyo kiti it's just a very important seat. Usiite kiti ndogo. Hiyo kiti is as crucial as an MP.
Yeah, I know.
Ndio nakwambia, but hiyo kiti it's at our level. I mean, mimi if I can go maybe rally a few watu vijana wetu wenye tunakaa nao. Manze, you guys go spread the gospel. Ni hivyo tu. That you know what, hiki MCA kama hii Busia, mimi wanaambia bana, hiki MCA make it deliberate. But you need to young guys. So long as you're young, vote for your young guy. Na watu wa young wakae chini watafute mtu mmoja, but they can back.
But now tuko na shida yenyewe, young guys pia tunatumika sana. Azini unapata jamaa wamekuita, wewe umeanza kutumika kwa situations kaza kuhanda wasee, kupiga wasee. Unajua, how can you advise these guys as in?
Unajua, everything is a process, eh?
Yeah.
Itachukua a very long time to get rid of it's just basically hooliganism in politics. Mimi nilikuwa hapa 2017, at least I witnessed firsthand how our elections can be, and you know, one of the most disappointing thing is kuangalia maboy watu yani vile wanatumika juu ulipatiwa thaumusha ya watu 10 wanaenda kupiga watu. I mean, I'm like, what the hell is this? But the thing is, watu wako hivyo because our leaders tuko now sahi, they don't know what to do with us. To be very honest, that is the biggest problem. They don't know what to do with us. You know, when you make between 18 and 35, it's called the youth marriage. That's a very long time. 17 years. It's a very long time, but it's also a very short time. Ama jamaa unaona anapigana leo anajua ati mimi bado ni kijana. My friend, itaisha in a very short time. Kama mimi saizi siwezi enda kutafuta tenda kwa county ama kwa national government, lazima nitafute mtu, buda, saidie company yako ni apply it. Because that thing is a very, you use it but itafika mahali inaenda. Then you're asking yourself, kwa nini nimefanya?
Youth, I was telling my friends kwamba youth is the shortest period in your life.
In your lifespan, yes.
Very short. It's only 17 years.
Yes.
You can imagine utoto wako 18 years. Then from 18 years to 35, it's 17 years. 17. Then old age. Inakanyaga hivyo kama utaenda miaka 200, hiyo ni shauri yako.
Exactly.
You see? So I think we need to utilize this few time that we have at least to to stop acting like kids. You know, sometimes unapata mtu amekuja amefika 18, 21, 22 paka 25, bado anafikiri kwamba anafaa enda fight na an election, but in real sense that is the right time ya kufanya nini, ya kufanya big things. Exactly. I think you can just be a voter. Just go vote, go home. Vote to your fellow youth. Go home.
And you see, you know, tunatry kusema hapa hivi that, you know, it is about time. Mimi, for me, and I'll always tell them, hakuna mtu atapea hizi vitu. Young guys wanafaa tu wasimame, make it deliberate. And you see, for a county like Busia, this is a very rural county. We have places like Upper Busia, we have Burumba, Malaba, that's in Teso North, we have inaitwaje, we have Malaba Central Ward. Hapa we have Angorong, Cosmopolitan. I mean, hizi ni places kwanza watu wanafaa kuwashaanza and make it extremely deliberate. But you know what? Because ikianzia hapa it can go out.
It can spread.
It can spread because we can't be led like this. Imezidi. To be very frank, imezidi.
Maze, I have an MC, I don't know from this side, hapo juu, I don't want to call them. Unajua?
Yes.
The other side, eh? Yeah. That guy is very rude. Paka unaweza fikiria hiyo kiti niseme vile Duale alisema. Yani amechukua those roads are bad, and then I had another person telling us kwamba that rain season hapo nyuma. Tunajua nini, tuko na matrakta iko tu hapa. Tunaongoja mvua itulie ndio tutakuja tugware hiyo mabarabara. Like they always feel like hiyo position is theirs. Atarudi huko like 5 times.
Ni yake. Na hiyo ndio kitu tunatry kuambia. Kwani hao ni nani? Hiyo kitu si ya vile Duale alisema. Let's not be to see there's no sugarcoat. Hiyo kitu si ya mamake. It is just that simple. I say, you know, mimi nikikaa like the other day I attended something. I don't want to mention names as well. And I saw an MCA anaenda kuchukua handout. MCA anaenda kuchukua nini? Handout. Ya 10,000 from a senior politician. I don't want to mention also what senior politician. Kama MCA anaenda kuchukua handout ya 5,000, 10,000. Na sasa mwananchi ataenda kuchukua wapi handout? Ataenda collect hizo vitu wapi? What about that guy at the village level? And the reason kwa hivi is because ukiangalia structure ya serikali ya governance ya Kenya na county government, there is so much inapatiwa kwa executive that hata assembly wanalilia huku juu kwa executive. Like I read the BBI and I'm like, thank God. I'm a father this time watapatiwa award fund yao. And it's capped. Remember, it's 5% of whatever it's coming. So hiyo 5% mtaishare. So basically hakuna benye mtakuwa mnakuja huku
kusumbuana. There is a time wamekuwa na hizo pressure as in
that saizi wapitishe supplementary budget lazima wapatiwe kitu. The other day I listened to something on somebody sent it to me on WhatsApp, a recording of one of YMCAs complaining about COVID and what is happening in Busia. And I mean, ukisikia the helplessness wa mama ako nayo. That there's nothing we can do. And after we complain, you're fought by the system. I mean, you sit down and ask yourself, kama huyu analia, mheshimiwa, sembuse mimi mwananchi mwenye niko huko chini.
Like now, the hospitals are down.
Exactly, and that's exactly what she was talking about. We have no hospitals, ziko chini. She was talking about the assembly, usijua watu wangapi wamekuwa na COVID, all of them are in Kisumu, Nairobi, or Nakuru. Nobody can use our facilities here.
That is not
and then akiongea anaambiwa na fight system. Fighting what system? Hakuna system.
It's just fighting for her rights.
Exactly. No, not her rights as well. She's just airing views that all of us are feeling. She's fighting for that common person.
You can imagine, we don't have a hospital. Even if it's a private hospital, we don't have any ICU in case of anything at this point. So you'll have to go there. They refer you to maybe in Kakamega, Bungoma, Kitale, the other sides. So I think we are losing it, and we need...
And that's why we need to change our leadership. And that's why I say young guys need to go for these things. Because wewe ukichukua hiyo kiti ama mimi nafikiria watu wangu. Nataka ile hosi penye inaendanga pia mtoi wangu anaweza enda. Us guys, we think more futuristic. Some of our MCAs, it's all about the now. Because maybe walikuwa in the first term,
and get to the second term.
But these guys, they're not thinking about... And there's no way utakuwa MCA, even as a young guy, umeenda umesimama 5, umesimama 10 years, alafu tena unakuja uniambia bado unataka kwenda MCA. As a young guy, unafaa kufikiria vile unaenda juu pia. And those are the kind of things you're telling them that, you know what, use this as a stepping stone for bigger things.
Then, what do you talk about this tribalism? As in, I think it's affecting most of our young guys. Like, maybe we had a good leader, maybe on an MCA seat. That is because of the cosmopolitan area. Then we are feeling like he needs to go, you know, for the biggest
to the next level.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you talk about this? You know,
I mean, whether any man without ambition he may as well just die. Come on, ambition. You have to grow. You can't always just be hanging around kwa comfort zone. Toka hapo, go for something.
But na sasa anaogopa hii tribalism, as in unajua huyu si wetu, huyu ni kutoka huku. You know, when you go for to assume maybe you are on MCA seat. Then let me call the tribes. Maybe you are a Kikuyu and then you got the seat. You know, like here in Busia, you'll find like we have Burumba, we have Angorom. Those are cosmopolitan. When you go to Malaba, those are cosmopolitan. Anybody can vote for you. But now when you expand your territory
to the larger constituency,
you'll find that we have the indigenous.
Yeah, it becomes,
Yes. You see, do you think that can affect these young guys to go for a bigger...
No, of course. I mean, we cannot run away from the fact that as a country, we are a very tribal nation. And now, at hapa kwetu, at our level, we stop being tribal, we even become clanists.
Yeah, clanists.
So, I mean, we can't run away from that fact. And that's why, unaona, if you feel that, for me, umekaa chini umejaribu hiki, unaona, hiki nikiendea because of the larger nini, I mean, find relevance in something else.
Like what? Okay, you are in politics.
Support a leader for governorship. You want to make an impact. Fight for being a minister in the county, for example, because you believe you can. Because you have the capability, you have the qualification, you have everything. Go for such things.
Do you think
politics is broad? Kuna vitu mingi unaweza fanya.
Do you think in Kenya, do we have that leader who can just like vie for 2 terms? Let me assume you were 28 when you went to the county level, the county government. So that is 28. 2017, you are around 35. Then from 2017 to assume maybe to 2022, to assume kama ungekuwa bado huko, you could have gone for, you are now at around 40.
Yes, I'll be heading there.
Yeah. So, are you able to just step down and say, Maze, I'm not going to vie for this seat. I've done my best, and I'm now going home. I want to do other things. Are you capable of doing such?
As a person, yes. That is without doubt. I mean, you know, the other day I was speaking to, I don't want to mention him, but I told him, and a friend of mine also told him that, you know what, every chairman has an expiry date. Kila kitu iko na mwanzo na mwisho. You can't be at the same place for the rest of your life. Lazima there's just a time, lazima utatoka. And that is about it. You see, mine is just a clarion call, because we need to change the way we do things. And the only way we'll change the way we do things is if we have right people there at the policy level. Umenipata? So if I support you for that MCA seat or whatever. I mean, my hope and belief is that when you get there, kwa assembly, so le governor anawaletea 10 ministers, alafu anawaletea kijana moja who's 30, 29, and the rest of the 9, they are all retiring.
75.
Mnafaa kukataa. And the only way mtakataa is kama mna majority pia kwa hiyo assembly. And you know what, leadership has to start at the devolved level. Huko juu mazee tunaangalianga tu parliament, our MPs are mercenaries, guns for hire. Hakuna kitu ya maana ufanya. That's basically it. Huko wachana nayo. That's at another level. Whatever you need to get there is so big, yenye hatuna sai. But kenye tunaweza pata let's start at home. I mean, to let your devolution, let's make it work. You know, if we make devolution work, if we can put our governor to check, mazee, things will move. But sasa mko mahali where hata governor wenyu he can talk as carelessly as he feels about a very sensitive issue like a doctor dying or doctors dying. Now watu tu wamekaa.
You can imagine, and I had another leader talking about, unajua hatuna pesa. Nyinyi pia ni binadamu kama nyinyi, mjue pia wananchi wanakufa.
Yes.
As in, they don't think like, do you know that these doctors, they can treat 1 million people, just one doctor can treat 1 million people. Kwa lifespan yake tu, kuna vitu anakutana, cause if I'm not wrong, when you're in public hospital, One doctor can meet more than 30 people per day.
It's true. You know, okay, this is it for me. And I tell people that as much as some of our leaders are carelessly speaking as we speak right now, but the honest truth is we cannot run away from the fact that this country needs good governance. And good governance, to some extent, far outweighs even the needs of doctors and whatnot, their well-being. Because at the end of the day, we all matter. Not just a particular cadre of people. All of us matter in this country. All the 47 million people matter in this country.
Do you think these doctors also they can venture in politics so that they can protect their own, one of their own?
No, I mean, kwako wengi, I mean, they ventured into politics akina Dr. Zinyikan.
But wao usahau. Wao usahau mahali wametoka ama.
No, not at all. And they, like, you see, ukiangalia, like what happened, they had very good policies and how to assist our madaktari, but it's just our government rarely implements anything. You know, Kenya is very good on paper. Things on paper, tuko juu sana. Lakini implementation, there is nothing. And that's the only thing, by the way, ukiangalia sasa inafaa kuchangiwa. It's just how we implement things. That we have the right policies, but the wrong people implement.
So, according to you, you feel like there's something wrong somewhere, as in on these governance from the parliament, from the ministries, our executive. Do you think there's kuna ka loophole mahali ambapo that makes these things not to join?
No, I think just a country we lack values. Hakuna kitu ingine. Or rather, not we lack values. I think that I'd be wrong to say that. I think our leaders lack a value system, because our tokishafika huko, they just lose it.
I remember there's a day.
I don't know what it is, but they just lose it.
Do you remember there's a hospital where walishika wase kwa kupatikana kwamba wanauza the gadgets? You remember the...
Yes.
And now those things are everywhere. You are like, I want to go wanaangalia aje. They lack values. They lack the priorities.
I mean, we are just Kenya wanaangalia, and I'm like, until the day whereby sasa people just stand up and say, you know what, enough is enough. Tutaendelea tu hivi. Ama hiyo transition itakuwa pole pole. The only thing I can see and I'm hoping is that, I mean, whether we like it or not, 2022 we have to have a change of leadership in this country. I'm just hoping actually we'll have a change of leadership. A real change.
But
not what we are seeing.
Don't you think that these guys are just the same people wanavalisha jacket hivyo wanageuza wanaingia hapa?
No, haina shida, but because I mean, who will become president in this country unless sisi ni tumetoka maso whatever. Wanajulikana wako kwa watu watano.
Wako kwa hiyo line. Unaona tu from here to the other side.
Wako watu kwa watano, yani wanajulikana, it will be either huyu ama huyu ama huyu ama huyu ama huyu. We of course we should not even talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
But either way, I think some of them, at least maybe even one or two of them, can actually, you can see they bring an element of sobriety. Kuna wengine, I mean, tunaona tu the difference will remain the same. Nothing will change.
So, you are a lawyer.
Yes.
How can you help these young guys to leadership now? Political positions and what?
I mean, I'm already doing it, and for me it's just civic education. And you start with basic things like everybody's running around, support this document, do not support this document. For me, I mean, I sit down with them, I tell them this is what they say, this is what they say, this is what they say. So decide based on the information you have. Wacha kusikia Kenya watu wanasema, oh, term limits za governors zimetolewa so they can run for a third term. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? What document is that you're reading? You know, so just understand. Mine is just to understand, make them understand. And I don't do it alone, of course. I do it with other young lawyers here in Busia. I call them, we meet young guys. Our forum is put for us. We go, we talk to them, and we just encourage them now to start taking up these leadership spaces. The other day, I mean, I was with a lady, and it really annoyed me. And she was telling me that she ran for office, but now she's married. So where she ran for office, watasema, alienda. So my question was, kwani ukioleka, you lose your identity? Wewe unatoka Angorong as a woman. Umekuja umeoleka Burumba. So you cannot run in Angorong ward as a lady. Why?
But I think really affect one of the one of the aspirant huko.
Yeah, and you see, those are the kind of things as young guys tunafaa tutoe ujinga, because hiyo tu ni ufala ya mababu zetu walikuwa wanatuwekea. Si kwa ubaya. I mean, dada yangu ni Mluya ameoleka huko Murang'a. She can identify more with Busia than Murang'a, for sure.
Very true.
So I mean, let's just be honest and practical about some of these things. Your sister ameoleka hapo. I mean, namko tu hapa na hapa. Alafu bado unamwambia ati asirudi hapa asma. Yet we know what she can deliver. Tuache ufala kama vijana. Hii ujinga iishe. Unasema inapunguka lakini
iishe. So anyway, thank you guys. Maze huyu jamaa inafaa tumuite tena kwa show. Hiyo ni fupi. Maze director, you need to add like another 3 hours for this show. But we thank God imeisha fiti. So I want to big up these guys. Anaitwa Meshak Silva na Masaka. Maze is watching from Migori. We have Missy Maureen. Thank you so much. We have Franklin Oyosa, that is our director. We have another guy where there's this guy wapi tulikuwa na Makanda. We have this anaitwa Steven Makanda. Huyo jamaa pia anakuanga na radio station, we say online radio station, nasema asante sana. We have another guy anaitwa nani, kuna jina hapa alikuwa ananiambia, unajua hivi vitu vya mtandao jo. Ni hapa, wacha nitafute hapa nipate say wote. Yes, we have Sunday Eric. Thank you so much maze. We have Steven Makanda, Paul Idiama. Maze wanakujua sana maze. Nimegundua wase wengi wenye wana watch show
wandaki.
Maze wanakujua sana. And that's nice. Maze tunataka close down our show for today, and we'll have to invite wakili tena so that tunataka this the platform to encourage, to talk to people, to give them exposure wakili. And we just will need to invite you another day, as in tunataka tu ukuje ongea na ama jamaa. I'm sure kuna watu wamelana a lot from what you've talked today.
Any day, any
that
time.
Is leadership, talent. Kitu nimegundua unahepa wakili, sijui deal uko naendaje. Na unajua tuliweka pesa mingi sana hapa. Kama unasikia.
Sio kuhepa. Wanasemanga passion follows, or rather money follows passion, and not the other way around. Yes.
So jamaa wa kuhepa hapo mahali, but we thank God anyway. Umefika leo. Huyu jamaa tumecheza naye ball, niliwa coach. You can imagine I was his coach, eh? Yes, tuambie tu.
No, I was actually shocked to see him here. Hadi ni coach tangu fulani nikicheza ball knockout. We have not given up. Bado tutaendelea tu kucheza. Tuko na timu yetu inaitwa Masters. You should join us.
By the way,
we should continue.
Twitter handles zao nini hiyo Masters Facebook page nini
okay.
What like.
The only thing I can say is for my academy is Busia Rangers Academy. That's our Facebook page. Our Instagram is busia.rangers. We are yet to get our Twitter handle, Twitter, but we're actually working right now on a YouTube channel. We've already started working on it. I'm sure by next week we'll have a few of our documentaries that we are shooting as we speak, so that we keep this conversation going. I mean, I believe the future is bright out there.
Go and subscribe, like those pages, maze, follow those guys. That is how we support our own people. Sisi hatutaki pesa, hata mimi sitaki pesa kwa show. What I want from you is just go and like our page, Sugapepper Rangers, go those pages. Ukiona mtu amekuinvite ku like your page, we like your page. That's nice, maze. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, man.